Hey everybody, welcome back. So we'll talk a little bit about the software that I plan on using for these lessons. We're going to be using Adobe Photoshop CC only because it's available across a wide variety of platforms, including Mac, Windows, iOS, and even Android. So it is a subscription-based software, but it has a lot of power under the hood that I think will be very beneficial to learn. It's an industry standard, whether that's good or whether that's bad, whether you like their subscription model or not. It is what I'm going to go ahead and use. Some of the digital techniques that I'm going to talk about are very specific to Photoshop, but the concepts that I talk about can be applied across any digital drawing tool. So whether you're using Procreate on an iPad or you're using Clip Studio Paint, concepts that I talk about should be easily transferable into those particular tools. So having access to some software, I think, is really important. Now, the next step is you need to have some type of device that allows you to digitally draw. And for many people, the device in question is probably an iPad or an Android tablet. These typically give you the ability to draw, and it requires a stylus. Some of the Android tablets include a stylus that's already built in. A stylus is basically a drawing utensil. On an Apple iPad, you have to buy the pen separately, and the pen is about $99 or so. I would recommend, I've got an iPad mini here, and it's a great little device, but I don't really use it for drawing too much. I mean, I use it occasionally, but I would recommend getting a bigger iPad or a bigger Android tablet that is going to be almost like the size of a sheet of paper. It's just easier to draw, it's more comfortable. And these things range in price anywhere from $350 to about $1,000. So that's probably the one that many of you may have access to. The other type of tablet is the one that I used to use back in the day, and it's just basically, it resembles just a flat slate. And this is where you have to use a stylus and you're looking at your screen and you're drawing with your hands. So there's some hand-to-eye coordination that's required. It's kind of weird at first. And for some folks, it's just, it takes a long time to kind of get the swing of it. And for me, it did. It took me about 6 weeks or so just to kind of get into that mindset. But after that, it becomes a very natural experience. You just have to give it some time. It's not the most ideal way to draw, but the big benefit is that it is inexpensive to get into. So these things, these slate tablets typically cost anywhere between $50 to about $350, $400. So, you know, I would recommend, if you're going to go the slate route, to get something that's in a medium size. You can probably find one for about $100 to $150. The small tablet slates are really too difficult to draw on, just like on the iPad mini here. It's like the smaller the screen, you can't really use your entire arm to get the best lines. You have to rely on your wrist, and that really does limit your ability to draw things that look good. So that's the second option. The third option is something called a tablet monitor, and this could be a Surface tablet where it runs a full version of Windows, or it could be something like a Cintiq, which I have on my desk here, which connects to both Windows or Mac, and it's basically a glorified monitor that you can draw on. That's probably the easiest way to describe it. And the cost of these types of tablet monitor devices ranges anywhere from $350 all the way up to about $2,500 or so. So that's if you're really serious about it. If you have the budget and the means to do it, then that would be something that you can consider. I started off with a simple slate tablet for a number of years. I used that for about, I think, 10, 15 years. And then I worked my way up to a tablet monitor, which is what I'm driving right now. I'm driving a Wacom Cintiq 27Q HD, and it set me back about $2,200. So now the question is, well, what tablet do I choose? There are so many different types of tablets. I will point you to a YouTube channel by Brad Colbo, where you will find loads of reviews for various tablets. And I think he might even have a video that discusses his ideal recommendations. And I'll try to find that and put a link to that in the description for this video so you can check it out. Brad is the king of tablet reviews. And he does a great job of addressing all the pros and cons of the different ways of digital drawing, so definitely check that out. So you will need a tablet or a drawing device of some type. And you will also need a copy of Photoshop. And if you have those two things, then in the next video, we'll talk about how do you set up your tablet in terms of the software settings. And then we'll dive into setting up Photoshop, and then we'll begin our process for actually digitally drawing. One more thing I wanted to share is there are some third-party software packages that allow you to go ahead and use your iPad as a drawing tablet for your Mac or PC. There's one that's called, I believe, Duet Pro. I'll put a link to that in the description. I haven't used it. I don't know how it is, but Brad might have a review on it. So if you haven't already done so, go ahead and subscribe to his channel and check it out. But that might be another option too, where you can go ahead and use an iPad as a drawing tablet with your Mac or PC. So that's all I got for now. I will see you in the next video.